everyone, and welcome to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Monday, and we're starting off the week, and I want to do this in such a way that's going to make you glad you're a prepper. It's going to make you want to tell somebody what the hell is going on, because I have answers for you. I've been asked a lot. You've been asked a lot. We've asked each other. I have some answers as to what the fuck is going on. Folks, we are under immediate attack right now. You know it, you feel it, you sense it. It's kind of like the Matrix. It's all around you. It's got a finger controlling you, right? They want to use a hand to control you. Folks, they want to use more than just their hands. They want to use prison cells. In the United Kingdom, that would be England, a legal system, a constitutional system very similar to ours in America. Unique, a little different, but similar enough to understand that it can happen here. Well, guess what? It actually is happening here. What am I talking about? In the UK, they're considering creating a law that would imprison internet trolls and those who pile on or link to or support or thumbs up what a troll says. Oh, you bet, folks. You bet. This is exactly to what I have been referring to when I discussed criminalizing free speech in order to protect the government agenda and protect their narrative and their political positions, aka all of their lies they have. They need to protect them by censoring us and ultimately criminalizing us. That's what this is about, this effort that's been going on. Folks, how did the Nazis and Hitler take over Germany? How did Stalin silence opposition from within his own communist government? By criminalizing speech, which is criminalizing criticism, the examination of facts, by controlling the facts that are available, by installing lies and saying those are facts and taking away your ability to argue it. Folks, speech must be criminalized, right? It must be, because then the Gestapo, then the KGB can use force against you for your free speech, deadly force, to arrest and make a public spectacle of the offense and the offenders, to demonize them, to dehumanize them, and justify taking action against them, right? They make the arrest. They make the arrest. The news is there to show you the criminals, and it reinforces in people's minds, well, the police are arresting them, they must be criminals. And look at them, they must be criminals. Even before the trial's been had, the public is condemning people based on the agenda, not on law. Folks, in the last 30 years, the agenda has progressively asked us to accept sexual perversion, political pandering, lying, and retardation, illegal aliens, sanctuary cities, destroying our language, destroying our educational system, acceptance of the worst thoughts and the worst thoughts of humanity, like gender mutilation, chemical and genetic alteration of life forms, open profession and activism of Marxist communists who call for the destruction of our Constitution and our nation. And we have to accept that. We have to say, oh yeah, that's okay. And now politicians can lie and propagandize against us. That's right. The government can use lies against us to support, right, their efforts of changing our nation. And these same people, folks, that can do all of these things have been elected to the highest offices in the country. All of these abominations, and abominations they are, occurred while simultaneously, concurrently telling us to allow them and accept them and then shut the fuck up. Then we, after that, we are now threatened violently by groups like Antifa, BLM, and we're being intimidated by the FBI, the Department of Justice, the Attorney General's office, the White House, and saying that parents are domestic terrorists and that veterans are potential domestic terrorists, right? All this happens while Antifa and BLM burn cities, police stations, assault police, murder people, commit massive billions of dollars amount of arson and looting. And the politicians allow it. But you You Americans, you had better not say a word or you're a troll, right? A troll, and that cannot be allowed. Look at what they're proposing in London right now. In Parliament, they're talking about criminalizing being a troll. Folks, they said this: free speech must have limits. Hillary says there are limitations to our First Amendment. Remember that? Well, of course they are, right? Of course there are limitations. Or they, them, the anti-American scum, couldn't control us and advance their anti-American, anti-human agenda. Folks, they have moved slowly, but incrementally for 30 years, from political correctness to government restrictions on speech. And soon, trolling is going to be criminalized. Well, at first, right, they're trying to say, no trolling, no trolling, no trolling. Don't say anything about the president or the Speaker of the House. Don't say anything about the media being a bunch of lapdog, testicle sniffing lunatics, right? Now, right, this is what's going on. It's PC, political correctness, to now we have hate speech laws, and to using mega tech corporations and banking to silence us, to punish us. And then they're going to move to criminalizing all free speech and saying anything you object to is trolling. Folks, to be honest, I don't like trolls. As long as they are communist trolls, I don't like them. But if they want to interact, let them until they are banned. But certainly if they want to have their own channels, their own websites, their own message boards, I don't give a shit. Until they call for the destruction of the Constitution, constitutional government, and they take action in that regard, committing criminal acts, then they need to be stopped, right? But up until that point, let them say what they want. You know, trolls, folks, though, are using sarcasm, cynicism, and smart-ass language and ideas, humor, of and to any degree, to communicate one's pleasure or displeasure over social or political ideas. That's fine by me. Troll away, right? You don't have free speech in my house, but you have free speech out in the public domains, the internet. Have at it. I couldn't care, right? But understand this: they don't want us to be free. This is an information war. We are seeing how our government, how our voices are being shunned, shamed, silenced, to the point of criminalizing any speech that can be characterized as trolling or supporting a troll by retweeting or piling on. They are dead set against us. They see that the information war has been pushed off of open free speech on network television, how they pushed us off to the side on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. They're doing all they can to push us off to the side, and they can't. And now memes are out there, tweets are out there, and they want to get rid of any trolling out there. Folks, they're trying to silence us. And they're discovering that, well, I guess we're just going to have to criminalize speech. Folks, back to history on that one. Nazis and the communist regimes moved very, very quickly to introduce violence, folks. Violence in their takeovers of Nazi Germany and communist Russia and communist China. They moved very, very quickly. Today, they have taken decades to get there. But in our last 10 years, they have moved and begun moving very, very quickly. And that is what we feel. We feel it. We know our rights, folks, are being violated. And our lives and our nation are being threatened and attacked. So the enemies of liberty must move fast and hard, or we are going to see it and stop them. And that's the point we're at. That's why they need to criminalize everything. They're threatening you with social credit score. Well, you can't go into stores unless you obey. You can't go to restaurants. You can't have a job unless you obey, obey, obey. You can't criticize their medical decisions. You can't criticize their political beliefs. Attack, attack, attack. They don't want us to stop them, so they need to keep us on our heels, pushing us backwards always, right? Understand that criticism of politicians, laws, and groups must be allowed, or we will have tyranny coming from them and coming down our throats. Special interest groups, folks, protected classes of people, you know, like the LGBs and the race-based groups, the medical groups, right? They must be allowed to speak, and we must be allowed to criticize them, including trolling, ridiculing, and making fun of them in memes, political cartoons, right? We must wake up to the effort that they are taking to destroy us. That is why I say share these videos, get prepared, take action. Did it the fan? It got worse. We're stepping up our response. Ultimately, folks, we know this leads to a very painful, dangerous, uncomfortable, shitty world. But these steps will be made. The question is, will you lay down and be stepped on, or will you step up in your own behalf, the protection of your family, yourself, and your country? Questions we all have to ask ourselves, folks. We must wake up to the effort that is being done to destroy us. And the appearance of lawfulness by using the political process to remove our free speech is a massive high crime, right? Understand that. They're trying to use the appearance of lawfulness by using the political process. In England, they're trying to pass a law to take a right. Folks, there is no excuse or justification for removing free speech, a God-given right. Now, there is justification for disposing of traitors, tyrants, insurrectionists, and their financial supporters. To give aid and comfort to an enemy of the people, right, is for that aid and comfort to be seen as an act of treason itself. Folks, but here it is, right? There's justification for getting rid of the bad guys. Let the government claim we are the traitors and tyrants, and that's what they're saying. And they're going to label us as the bad guys, and that's what they're doing, right? They're saying it, folks, right now. To the extent that it makes some kind of sense, they're saying that we're the bad guys, while it actually makes no sense at all, that we're white supremacists, that we're terrorists, that we're the threat to the country, to what they're calling democracy. And we're like, no, 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 you're the threat to a constitutional republic. You see the conflict over the ideas. They want their democracy, that is voting themselves, ultimate power. And we're like, no, no, you don't get ultimate power. We have a limited, restricted constitutional government, a republic that serves us, the people. We are the authority, not the government. Folks, this is where we are in history right now. We are in the end of the end game regarding free speech. Doubt me? Re-listen to this and then look around outside. Look and listen to the response to a current joke, a current meme, a current political statement. Let's go, Brandon, right? Democrats said Trump needed to go. He needed to be ousted out of office. Their political campaign against him, no more mean tweets, right? And they screamed, right? They screamed, no more mean tweets, and then fuck Trump in the same sentence. But it's improper to say, let's go, Brandon, or FJB, or fuck Joe Biden. That's improper. But they can say fuck Trump, and mean tweets must be stopped, right? So in the United Kingdom, in Britain, in England, they want to criminalize trolling. They want to criminalize free speech. What is trolling again? It's hurting the feelings of others. Folks, trolling is not hate crime. It's not, but they want to make it worse than hate crime, right? Now political speech is hurting feelings. Political speech is hurting feelings. Having a different belief system is offensive and therefore must be criminalized. That's what they're saying. Free speech is offensive. Political dissent is offensive. What is political prison? Political prison is a place where political dissenters are held and murdered. What is the DC prison doing holding January 6 prisoners? It's acting as a political prison. So look at what's going on in England and even in America, folks. Trolling is going to become a crime. Dissent is a threat to the new American, anti-constitutional government regime. that is run by Biden and Pelosi and their financial backers. Again, those that financially support the political left, take note. They must be held accountable. By accountable, I mean using the legal system, using our system of laws, giving them due process, and trying them for treason. That is the attempted destruction of our nation and our Constitution and our rights. That is a treasonous offense, going after our rights. Stopping political speech is a violation of rights. Do I have a right to life? Yes. If someone tries to take my life, that's a violation of a right. Never mind the murder part, the crime, a violation of my right, trying to violate my right to life, liberty, trying to violate my right to liberty, right, is a crime. Same with yours. You have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which includes many things like free speech, Second Amendment protections, the right to travel without undue stress, duress, impediments, etc. The right to travel. Well, you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't do this, you can't do that. That is fucking with our right to travel. Now, once again, folks, this is a political attack. The DC prison is holding political prisoners. They want to stop free speech. They want to remove your right. They're committing a huge crime by putting down political opposition, free speech. You can't take my free speech. That's a right. You can't take my life. I have a right to life. That is a right. Anytime you try taking a right away from the people, it is a crime. And the government right now is in the business of trying to take our rights. I'm not saying take any violent action. I'm not saying do anything criminal or wrong or dangerous or harmful. I am saying wake up others and realize where we are at, right? We're under immediate threat. SHTF it's here, folks. It's hit the fan. They're incrementally but quickly moving, right? Do we have a coup d'etat slowly acting out against our legitimate constitutional government? Yes, right? Yes. Right? Those who are in charge of the illegitimate government, meaning they're acting outside their scope of authority with regard to the Constitution and its restrictions. They are acting with the appearance of legitimacy because they're holding office while they systematically tear down every institution of American life and trying to replace it with a fascist Marxist model. They're doing it incrementally, but quickly. And criticism, folks, merely pointing this out, these facts out, referring to the true America, our true history, our true constitutional nature, will soon be criminalized as trolling and misinformation. That's right, folks. Misinformation is being punished. You'll be socially punished. You'll be removed. Your free speech rights will be removed because it's misinformation. And we can't have anyone with a different opinion. And like I said, hey, let communists have their opinion. It is when they take action, unlawful, violent, dangerous action, that they need to be stopped, rounded up, tried, and imprisoned. They aren't even giving us the opportunity to stand up and talk. And I'm not encouraging violent action. But they won't even let us talk. It's because our voices, our words have meaning, they're on point, they matter, they're understandable, and they are supported, and they can't have that. Criticism, folks, merely pointing out the truth, the facts, referring to our true America and what we're supposed to be, and showing the difference between that and what is going on. That is why they need to criminalize trolling and label us as misinformation. Are you prepared for this attempt and eventuality to make all free speech illegal, an arrestable offense? Let's go, Brandon. Live free or die. Semper Fi. Godspeed. Wake up, America. Wake up. Share this video.